I want to welcome everybody tonight to Karatbars International webcast. My name is Cheryl Ann Gober. I live right outside of Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm going to be your presenter tonight. But I also have a special guest with me tonight. Her name is Miss Tammy Morrison. She's also a friend of mine that's locally right here in Nashville, Tennessee, and way back when, almost 4 years ago, when I first started talking with Karatbars about bringing, this opportunity to the English-speaking nations of the world, Tammy was one of the first persons I showed the opportunity to. I shared it with her, and I asked her just simply, Tammy, I need you to look at this. I had a financial background, she did as well, and I said, take a look at this. And I need your honest opinion, and then we'll get back together and we'll talk, in 10 minutes after you hear it. And make a long story short, that was the beginning of what we see today. It is absolutely, our organization has absolutely grown to unprecedented numbers, and the majority of that growth we are experiencing just this past year. And it seems like each and every month, it just keeps exploding and over and over and over again. So life is good in Karatbars. So let me tell you a little bit about the company tonight, and then we're going to bring Tammy in about midway, and we're going to let Tammy make her debut tonight to all of you. But let me get started. First off, let's get some homework out of the way. You're going to see, if you're on the webcast, you're going to see a number on your screen that I like to share at the very beginning, and I like to share at the very end because it is very powerful. This is a 3-minute sizzle call that was created by one of our leaders, Mr. Joe Norman out of Wooster, Ohio. Many of you know Joe. All you football fans, he's a Hall of Famer from the University of Indianapolis, or Indiana, excuse me, and he also played professional football with the Seattle Seahawks. But Joe did just an incredible 3-minute sizzle call here for us, and this is your first key to sharing Karatbars with someone you know. But the number, write it down. If you've got a pen and a piece of paper, go ahead and write the number down tonight. It's area code 218-844-3182. It will ask for a PIN code, and that PIN code is 3010. 8646. And if you didn't get it that time, I will be repeating it at the end, as well as giving you a website that you can go to where all this information that I go over tonight will be shown. So let me go ahead and get this disclaimer out. The income projections that we're showing tonight are based in U.S. dollars. As many of you know, Karatbars is a German-based company. They're out of their headquarters are in Stuttgart, Germany, and they deal with the euro. And what we have done is we've simply converted the euros in dollar amounts to make it easy for our partners in North America to understand. The action plan that we're using has mathematical examples that are dependent upon following the plan as described. Incomes are not guaranteed due to the fact that I can't, or anyone else, no one else, can guarantee your efforts or the efforts of your team. The results can vary based on your activity and the activity of your team. And as we go through this presentation tonight, I think you'll see why so many people are having success with Karatbars International today. It's because of that last statement. Results can vary based on your activity and the activity of your team. We're going to share with you some really minimal numbers tonight and how you can earn a tremendous income with Karatbars International. Let me tell you a little bit about the company. The gentleman, the founder and CEO of Karatbars, his name is Mr. Harold Seitz. He lives in Stuttgart, Germany, and that is where our international headquarters is at. Harold is an absolutely wonderful man with a passion like no one else I've ever met in my life. But he had a vision. And when we started talking, Karatbars was his vision. But you've got to stop and think. The gentleman comes from Germany. Germany has seen 3 currency crashes in the last 100 years. Now, he's heard stories from his grandparents, his parents. You know, he's seen the ups and downs in Germany. And he has a passion for people. And he's been in the financial industry for about 17 years prior to Karatbars. But he knew back in '07 and '08 something had to be done because, you know, history is our best foreteller of the future. And he knew that he had a lot of clients that he cared very deeply for. And he needed to devise a plan or come up with a plan to protect them through this sluggish economic times. Because, again, they've lived, they've breathed it, ate it, they have experienced it firsthand in Germany. So it became a passion of his. And what he knew is throughout time, 6,000 years, gold has always been the answer. Number one, it's been money. It's always been money for 6,000 years. And I know we here in the United States, we have been conditioned to think that that paper in our pocket is money. And it's really not. It's really not. It's just a unit of exchange, but it is not real money. Real money is gold. And you stop and you think, you know, back in the 30s when they confiscated the gold here in the United States, you know, you think about the gold rush first. Let's think about the gold rush. You know, gold in America that had people going from the East Coast to the West Coast following that dream. You know, they sacrificed limb, disease, animals, the elements, everything to get out west to where they could get a piece of gold. So what was it that drove them with that kind of passion and that kind of energy to put themselves and their families through to cross this country? And sometimes I think we lose sight, I know I have, lose sight about things that we've learned in school, and then later on in life we start connecting why these things happen. But during that time, people were rushing to get gold because they understood that gold was wealth, okay? Harold also understood that same philosophy, and it's always been. Back in the 30s, though, they started confiscating our gold, and the banks started telling us, just come on and bring your gold into us. We're going to give you a piece of paper, safe for you. The greatest lie ever told. We will keep gold safe for you. That first happened in the 30s. You could actually go in and exchange your gold and let the bank protect it and store it in their vaults there in the bank, and they would give you a Federal Reserve note in exchange for the exact amount of gold or what the value of the gold was worth at that time. And the deal was that any time you ever wanted your gold, you were going to be able to come back and get it. Well, that started changing. And then they started confiscating all the gold in the country. And you couldn't own, starting in 1933, no one in the United States could own gold in any denomination over the 14-karat gold or jewelry-grade gold. You were allowed to have, as far as physical bullion, $100 worth of value of physical bullion in your possession during that time. Now, it all went into the banks. Of course, it was supposed to prop the banks up. You know, it was going to secure our thing. You know, seemed good on the surface because it was backed equivalent 1-to-1. But as we moved forward through time and we got into the 60s, we saw them devalue the paper to where it was 35-to-1 of the gold that was in the vaults. And then, of course, we moved all the way to 1971 when Nixon came in and took us off the gold standard, and from that day forward, our money has not been backed by gold. Harold believes in keeping gold in your possession or in a vault where you can go obtain it, and he believes in producing small, affordable weights that are transaction-friendly in times of duress. Again, lived it. You know, when people were dumping those Deutschmarks out in the middle of the street and stealing the wheelbarrows because the wheelbarrow was worth more and they had the Deutschmarks on fire, you know, because they were worth more for fire, you know, for fire or heat than were for the paper that they were written on. So he remembered these times, and he knew that, you know, if this situation were to arise again, how are people going to go buy groceries? You know, how are they going to go get a tank of gas to move around? And granted, you can go get gold. Most brokerage houses sell anywhere from 1 ounce and upward, or they sell coins, different things like that. But he wanted something that was stable, something that was secure, and something that would protect like nothing else out there. So he wanted to create those small, affordable weights of gold for if something were to happen, that there would be an opportunity for you to transact easily, or for a better word, barter with your gold for different products and services that you might need. If you had one of those big 1 ounce bars, can you imagine, going to the gas station and saying, fill me up, and all I've got is gold because the money's no good, our currency's crashed, so how are you going to pay for it? Gold is the perfect product because it's always been money, but if you had one of those big bars, how are you going to, pay for your product? Are you going to give them a whole ounce of gold for a tank of gas? Absolutely not. And you can't shave a little bit of it off and pay them that way. It doesn't work that way either. But that is the reason we came up, and Harold came up with the smaller weights. It's absolutely a brilliant concept. In the last, since 07 or 08, we have seen several countries get into trouble. We've seen Greece, we've seen Cyprus, we've seen Iceland, we've seen Zimbabwe. It astounds me still that in mid-2000s, Zimbabwe's dollar was equivalent to the U.S. dollar. It was 1 to 1. And as they, came closer to 2010, 11, and 12, their currency collapsed. That dollar used to be worth 1 to 1, and then by the end of 2012, they were printing $20 trillion, because it was just costing more paper money to keep up with inflation. So the value of their paper was going down, and it was taking them more of that paper to buy simple things. And I think we can all agree we've seen that in just in the last 5 years. And I talk to people daily, and I go to the grocery store. Gang, I am never going to get over the fact that ground beef is running $3 and $4 a pound. We're talking hamburger. It doesn't have any business being $3 and $4 a pound in this country, but that's called inflation. And what's happening is you earn your dollars, you're losing wealth because the value of that dollar continues to go down. And it's going to take more dollars to buy the same product that you did 5 years ago. It's going to be that way 5 years from now or 10 years. Prices continue to increase, and it's not that cow cost any more money, to cut him up and slice him up and make hamburger than he did 10 years ago. But what's happening is the dollar is devaluing right before our eyes. It's lost 97% of its value since the formation of the Federal Reserve in 1913. That is shocking to me. But tonight we're going to talk about a little bit about Karatbars. And I do need to say that Karatbars, they do offer the smaller weights. We deliver in over 58 countries. We're actually doing business in 90 countries. We offer free storage, or you can take physical possession of your gold from the 1st gram onward. We do have a very impressive customer and affiliate program. Tonight I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the affiliate program and a new 12-week strategy which will accelerate earning power. It's going to create weekly incomes very fast, and we're going to show you a way where you can receive free gold virtually every week. So let's talk about it. We talked a little bit about it already, and I'm sorry, my voice is about to go tonight, but we're going to get through this. But, like I was talking about just a few minutes ago, Harold's passion, this is what it really boils down to. The economy that matters the most is the economy in your own home. I think we would all agree with that. I mean, it's one thing to hear about all the debt all these countries have and all the problems all these countries have, but the one that really matters the most is what's going on in your household. To me, at the end of the day and at the end of the week, when we bring our money into our household, that's what's most important to me. That's what's on, fresh on my mind is how do I provide for my family. Well, there are a few secrets out there, and it's what rich people know, and they desperately want to keep secret from you. I'm going to share a few examples. We talked about the confiscation of the gold back in the 30s. Well, it didn't stop there, gang. You know, there are people in the world, on the negative side of this, but there are people in the world that are looking to take your wealth. It's called greed. In a nutshell, it's called greed. But here's something that's very interesting. Back in 1964, when we think about the confiscation of the gold in the 30s, it didn't stop. Let's look in 1964 here. Minimum wage at that time was $1.25, so that would have been equivalent to 5 silver quarters per hour, right? Well, today, and this slide is dated 2/27/2013, if you had those 5 silver quarters that were minted back in 1964, their melt value today is worth $26.21. So what happened? You know, if our money was worth much for our labor back in 64, why is it worth so little today? You know, that minimum wage has not kept up with the value of precious metals. So precious metals protect your earnings generation after generation. In 64, we started seeing our governments and banks take our precious metals, even out of our coins, and taking the metal out and reproducing them with a lesser type metal inside of them. But they started taking the silver. If you've got silver coins or gold coins anytime before 1964, you're going to see that they're worth quite a bit more for melt value than they are the actual face value that on those. You have a lot of collectors out there on those coins today because of that. Inflation is the easiest way to steal your wealth by cheapening your money. And that's exactly what happened in that picture that I just showed. They cheapened our money. You know, our money used to be tied to that gold standard, and today it's not. And then when they did that, they cheapened our money. They took our wealth out of it, and that was the beginning of stealing your wealth through inflation. Now, here's a chart I like to show, and this is a good comparison about what money has done just in the last, 40 years, just a little over 40 years. Let's look at this. An ounce of gold back in 1971, you could have got an ounce of gold. It's actually about $34.67. But let's round it off to $35, okay? 2013, I've got $13.50 on the slide, and today, the last time I looked, gold was running $1,409 an ounce when I looked today. But let's just use these figures here. Well, if you had an ounce of gold back in 1971, it would have been worth, gas was 36 cents a gallon, but in gold, it would have been equivalent to 97 gallons, 97.22 gallons. Fast forward today, still got that ounce of gold, right? Gas is running $3.50 a gallon. Big difference since 1971. But let's look at gold. What happened with it? Real money. Real money, 1 ounce of gold today would purchase you 385.71 gallons of gas, and that's only using $3.50 as an example for what gas costs here in the United States. So look at a loaf of bread. Let's compare that value to the gold value had we remained on the gold system. A loaf of bread in 1971 was worth 25 cents. An ounce of gold would have bought you 140 loaves. Well, fast forward to 2013. I've still got that 1 ounce of gold. Price of bread in the store today is $2.35 roughly. That ounce of gold would have bought me 575 loaves of bread today. And what I'm getting at here, gang, is gold is inflation-proof. It never loses its value. You know, when we see the price of gold go up, the price, it doesn't mean that the value is really going up. The value has remained constant. The price, when it goes up, it is an example of you and the dollar losing its strength. The dollar is going down. Let's look at a car. It's a little bit more, expert example here, but let's look at this car. In 1971, the average price of a car was $2,700. That sounds really good today, right? At $2,700 if I had an ounce, it would cost me 77 ounces of gold to get that car. That was what the price would have been equivalent to at $35 an ounce. Well, let's go today, and I'm using $30,000 here as an example of an average car here in the United States in 2013. The Internet Act, so I'm being very conservative here. If that car was $30,000 today, it would cost you 22 ounces of gold. You see how gold keeps its value? The gold value never changes. Your dollars do. That $2,700 you spent on that car in 1971 wouldn't get you very far today. A lot of people are putting that in their gas tank in less than 6 months. So it's, gold is where your wealth is preserved. Let's look at the home, $40,000 home. The equivalent price in gold in 1971, it would have been worth 1,143 ounces of gold. You could have purchased a $40,000 home for 1,143 ounces of gold. Move up to 2013. A $225,000 home is kind of average right here in the United States today. It's equivalent to 167 ounces of gold. Look at the difference there, gang, on what you could have bought in 1971 versus what you can in 2013. You're seeing that direct correlation, how fast your dollar is basing there. The last one here really bothered me. It really did, because income, the national income in 1971 was $9,111. Well, if you took that income and compared it with the equivalent of gold, your annual income was equivalent to 260 ounces of gold. Today, average entry, $50,502. It's equivalent to 37 ounces of gold. So we have to stop and ask, where has our wealth went? It seems like, and I went to sleep and I woke up and my money's disappeared, or my wealth has disappeared. And that is directly related to the fact that we came off the gold standard in 1971, and we're experiencing extreme inflation over that time. Not only did they take the metal out of our coins, but it also affected the prices of goods and services today. It's a simple composition of wealth, and we wonder why we hear so much talk about the middle class is leaving America. That we're going to a two-class system here, either the very rich or the very poor. Well, if you're like me, I had enough. And I think a lot of people have had enough, and they're looking for answers. What do I do to stop the madness? Seriously, there has to be an option. Well, there is. It's called Karatbars. I believe with everything in me that Karatbars is the solution to the problems that we're having in the economy all over the world today. One of the problems with gold in the past is it was too difficult for people to buy gold. If you called up if you knew how to call up a gold brokerage house and say, I want to buy some gold, you're probably going to have come up with $25,000, $50,000 to even talk to you. There's only about, 1 to 3% of the population around the world today, or prior to Karatbars, it's actually been able to buy bullion in those amounts. The rest of us, we had to deal with coins, we had to deal with silver, we had to deal with different products to try to contain our wealth. But Karatbars has really made that all different. Back on July 1st, we started a program, and it's twofold. Number one, we're going to show you how to create an incredible income opportunity here at Karatbars, but we're also going to show you how you can obtain wealth directly, profits, not as much out of your time, it will take it out of your pocket, but very quickly your profits, not out of your pocket. And when you do that, I like to tell people it's like you're walking out of one world that's completely controlled by debt, governments, laws, regulations, and everything you want to name it. You're walking out that life of death into a life of freedom. Because with gold, it's universal. You know, the market set the price. There's no certain country that sits and gets to dictate what the value. There's only so much of it made. So they can't print more of it. And the value is constant. But on July 1st, we started a new program, and we were looking at a 12-week burst of record-breaking growth, record-breaking sales, record-breaking incomes, and we were decided that we were going to help, you know, Karatbars International and all of its members take our wealth back, and we were going to do it 1 gram at a time. Well, little did we know about the explosion that we were told. We have is a revolutionary pay plan mission, and this mission, and what we're showing is just simple basics about implementing the correct way to move money toward you and acquire economic freedom in 12 weeks. And I think 2 important things there. It's the correct way to move money, but not only that, move money toward you to acquire economic freedom in 12 weeks. In the previous slides, I showed how money was going away from you. Well, there is a way you can stop that madness and turn your financial world around by just simply knowing just a few little secrets of the wealthy. First off, the number 1 secret of the wealthy is what they all know, is they pay themselves first. They know that their family and their situation is more important than any bill that they've got. You know, 2 generations ago, you know, our parents, our grandparents, they didn't deal with credit cards. You know, they didn't. They saved up their money. If they needed something, they saved up their money, and when they got the money, then they went and bought it. You know, we have 2 generations turned in, from one of the most prosperous countries in the world, and one of the strongest countries in the world and most respected countries in the world, to the most debt-ridden country worldwide in 2 generations, guys. And it's because we started living in debt. And key thing here is turning that around. You know, if enough of your wealth being taken away from you and you really, truly want financial freedom, it's really simple. But you have to make a commitment for that to happen. And the first one you need to make a commitment to is pay yourself first. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about the movement of money. This is one of the first principles that the elite understand about moving money toward them. Now, first off, the movement of money, it happens every day. People get paid, money moves from the employer to their bank account. You know, the second time, you know, you get the money, then now you got to go pay your bills. You know, if you go to the ATM, grab some money out, you're taking it from the bank and you're moving it back into your pocket. Money is constantly moving. When you buy goods and services, you save, invest, whatever you're doing, money is moving around you all day. Now, depending on how fast or how slow that money moves, that is equivalent to your economy. You know, economy is based on the movement of that money. If you're living in a sluggish economy, what you're finding out is a lot of people that may have money, but they're holding it tight because there's really no place to go put it to where they're comfortable with it and where it can grow. In a robust economy, there's all kinds of opportunities for you to grow your money. You know, one of the best examples of that growth is, you know, looking at this picture of the stock exchange. You know, not only do we have, like I said, the movement of that money, but one of the other secrets that the wealthy know is it also has to have velocity, or that speed of that movement of that money, okay? Look at this stock exchange floor. You know, we've all heard the bells, ding, 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 ding. You know, they go off and everybody's happy. There's papers everywhere, people screaming all day long. And, you know, it just looks like a madhouse in there. Well, that's a good thing. You know, you look at it the first time, you go, what are they doing? But then as you learn, you find out the more madness and the crazier it is in there, that's a good thing. That's when rich people are making lots of money. You know, that means that that economy is moving, you know, because regardless if people are buying and selling on that market floor, those brokers down there are getting a piece of everything, whether somebody's selling or whether somebody's buying. One way or another, they depend on the movement of money for their income, okay? And that's what the secrets of the wealthy know as well. But when those floors are quiet and you can hear a pin drop on the stock exchange floor, gang, it's time to worry a little bit because that's when people start losing jobs. They start losing retirements, and we saw a lot of this happen in '07 and '08. They've tried their best, to implement different things like QE1 and QE2 and QE3 to stimulate that economy or stimulate that movement. It really went nowhere. We're a little bit better. We're not a whole lot better. And a lot of that, for those really spending money and finances, we're worse off today than we were then because our debt in America today is close to $17 trillion. Gang, that's a lot of money. If you stop to think what just $1 trillion was, and here, y'all search this out tonight and prove me on this, prove me right. If you can't, we throw words down sometimes and we don't really stop at the exact meaning of those words. But $1 trillion, what does that really mean? $1 trillion, if you started counting right now, today, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you were going to count to 1 trillion, do you know how long it would take you? Anybody got the answer? Y'all can type in down there. I know a few of you have heard me say this before because it's just mind-boggling. But it's 34,000 years. If you started today without sleep, counting to 1 trillion, gang, we're 17 trillion in debt. If every man, woman, and child in the United States, 100% of their income, they can't pay the interest. They can't. So what do? They keep printing more money. Or more paper, I should say. They keep printing paper because they keep trying to keep that system going on and on. And, guys, it's doomed. History will tell you over 4,000 currencies have failed. The United States is in a better position than most because we're the Federal Reserve currency. And, they're going to try to keep it as healthy and as going as long as they can. But seriously, with numbers like 17 trillion in debt, it's not going to last forever. We're not going to be any different than any other country out there that's experienced these problems. It's going to happen. We will end up with a new currency. I don't know when. I don't know if it's next month, next year, 5 years, or 10 years from now. But, guys, it's coming. And Karatbars is about putting you in a position to where no matter what happens with that, you're protected and your wealth and your money is protected. This next season of the wealth, okay, with all the movement of money and the velocity of movement of money, you always want to get in that velocity because the more it's moving, the more you're going to catch a piece of, right? So let's talk about the third principle, positioning yourself to get in the way of move money. And I'm going to rush through this because I want to get Tammy on here. But let's look at this picture here. We see a picture of hospital staff. There's nurses, there's orderlies, there's doctors, there's surgeons, there's administrative staff, there's an anesthesiologist. They all went to school to work in the health profession, right? Well, some of them went to school, a little bit a little bit longer than the others did. So what were they doing? They were positioning themselves for the income that they expected in their adult lives, right? Well, the more time they put in, of course, all the money they put in for those student loans, they should have gotten a higher paying job, right? So they understand that you have to position yourself. Now, in the world, that's normally how much time, money, energy you put into your education. And I'm not saying education is a bad thing at all. I encourage it. Made every one of my kids go. Okay? I believe it. But sometimes these kids are getting out of school today with all of these big high-paying degrees, and they can't find a job. And they're moving back in with their parents, and the parents are already having their elderly parents come back and live with. They can't make it on Social Security anymore. But, so everybody dreams. School, I put in my time, I do this, I do that, I'm going to get a good job, and I'm going to be able to be comfortable the rest of my life and be able to put money aside, and me and my family, we're good, right? Well, that is true. But come payday Friday, let's just talk about some of those that only put a year in, or 2 years in, or 5 years in, of school. as opposed to those that put 10, 15, 20 years in, or 10 or 15 years in. You know, some of us position ourselves just to really get by, just pay the bills. We don't want to think about retirement. You know, that's too painful to think about because it's hard enough to get through the week now, right? Been there, done that. You know, and then there's others that position themselves to build wealth. And they knew that they needed a job that was going to produce more money coming in the home or more paper coming in the home than what was going out. And that's how you create wealth, right? Well, we've got a system that we're going to show you tonight that's going to do the exact same things. We're going to show you how you make money, how you get speed and the velocity of the movement of that money. We're going to show you how to position yourself to capture the biggest part of that and create wealth for you and your family. And it all boils down, just with those main principles, to this theory, not a theory, excuse me, this example of exponential growth. Now, we go over this chart every night and every day, but just think about it. You know, and I dare you to go out. You want to start a conversation with somebody about Karatbars? This is the perfect opener here. You know, walk up to a stranger and say, I got a question for you. You know, I want to ask you a question. If I told you today, Mr. Jones, I'm going to give you $1 million, and I'll hand it over to you right now, or I'm going to give you a penny, and I'm going to double it every day for 31 days. See what reply you're going to get. Chances are, I mean, number one, it's a great conversation starter. You know, those that are financially literate, that has been around finance for a while, they'll give you the right answer, and they'll be the perfect customer for Karatbars. But no matter who you talk to, this example of exponential growth makes their mind start turning about how money does smooth and how growth does happen. And it sounds crazy at first. But when they see it and you prove it to them, they're like, wow, you know, gang, you just gained you a new Karatbars friend when you show them this. And just bring up this simple question here. But let's see what happens. And I'm not going to go through all the numbers, but let's just look at it. Penny doubled every day. Day 1, of course, that penny's worth a penny. Day 2, I doubled it, it's 2 cents. Day 3, it's 4 cents. Day 5, it's 16 cents. We go on all the way up to day 15, $63.84. Well, that guy on the street that took that penny, you know, he's starting to question himself. And, man, I could have had $1 million. And he's, you know, just hang on. Just sit back. Have some patience. Sit back. Let's watch what happens. We'll go up 5 more days to see this guy again. So now his penny's up to $5,242. He's still scratching his head going, man, did I mess up? You know, did I mess up? Gentleman says, well, let's just see what happens till the end of the month. Remember, it's 31 days, okay? It's not 15, it's not 16, not 20. It's 31 days, 31-day plan. So anyway, he meets him again back on day 25. The 25th day. Now the penny's gone to $167,772.16. Well, the guy's like, well, you know, this is pretty good, but I really, you know, I passed up $1 million. He can't get past that. And the gentleman says, that's okay. You know, 31-day plan, not a 15-day or 20-day plan, but a 31-day plan here. And he said, let's meet back up in 3 more days. And let's just see what happens. Well, on day 28, that penny has now doubled to $1,342,177.28. Crazy. And the month's not even over yet. So then we get up to day 31. Now that penny has grown to $10,737,418.24. You know, this to me is a part of that vision and perseverance and understanding math equations. And just when you couple all of these things together, some pretty exciting things will happen. Now, what we're going to talk about tonight, I think I'm going to bring Tammy in here right now. I'm going to get a drink of water. And
I know, I'm trying to clear my throat.
Here tonight?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you guys hear me okay?
Well,
everybody hear me?
We can.
Awesome.
Yep.
We've talked a lot tonight about exponential growth and getting in the way of the movement of money, and it kind of reminds me a book I read one time, and I can't remember the name of it, but in it said there were 3 stages of marketing. You know, the first being that it's not worth it stage. And this is where you're putting a lot of time and energy into your business. You're out there working as hard as you can, but you're not making as much money as you think you should be. So a lot of people stay in that stage, but then there are those that stay with it and they get to stage 2 where it's worth it. And that's where you put the time and the effort you're putting in directly correlate with the money you're making. So once you get to this stage, the third stage is the I'm not worth as much stage. That's where everything that you did in stage 1 and everything that you did in stage 2 finally starts to pay off. They all come together, and you're making that type of money that you only dreamed about. And that's what's happening here with Karatbars. So, you know, many people never get to stage 3, or it takes them many, many years to accomplish that. And that's why I'm so excited about this 12-week program, because if you can follow this system and find others that will do the same in 12 weeks, not 12 months, not 12 years, you will be in stage 3, the I'm not worth this much stage. So let's talk a little bit about our system. We have 4 very easy steps for you to complete. Step 1, enroll in and create your free Karatbars account. Step 2, immediately acquire a business package. As you can see there, we do have there's 4 showing. There's a silver in there as well. There's actually 5 packages. We're going to talk about 4 of those tonight. Step 3, pay yourself first. Make sure that you're moving to your savings account, taking your funny money out of your left-hand pocket and putting it into your gold piggy bank. And then also, and we want to find 2 people that see what you see in this system that are going to create and repeat steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's all we need to do with that. So let's go into the packages, and we'll get through this really quick because I know we're running, you know, kind of long this evening. The first package that we have is the bronze digital package. It will cost you about $130 to participate with bronze package. On week 1, you're going to complete those 4 steps, and you're going to earn a whopping $13. Now, how many people are excited about that? Not too many. But at week 2 and week 3, you see that you earned 0 money. And why is it that you're earning 0 money? Because week 2 and week 3, you're taking the time to help those 2 that you brought into the company find their 2. You're building that foundation so you can have the strongest house available. By week 6, though, look at that. That $65 that you were taking out of your left-hand pocket and putting it into your gold piggy bank, you're actually earning that money. So you're getting perpetual free gold. And then we get up to week 10. And this is what I call the I'm worth this much stage. You know, you're making $1,131 a month. That's a pretty good income for a lot of people. But by week 12, you're up to $44.85 a week. Guys, that's for $230,000 a year if you did nothing but follow the steps and your team did the same. So let's go into the silver package. Silver package is about $300. It's about $170 US more than the bronze package, but guys, I'm telling you, you can earn 4 times the money with the silver package. Week 1, same thing. Enroll your free account, immediately purchase your package, put $65 a week into the gold piggy bank, and find 2 others that will do the same. The first week, $7. Second 2 weeks, or week 2 and week 3, you don't earn anything because you're still building that foundation. But now in week 4 instead of week 6, you've earned $100. So not only have you free gold for that week, there's $35 left over. So let's go up to week 9. You earn $2,100 a week. Now it's time to upgrade. Let's go ahead and get a gold packet because I want to upgrade to that gold package. And then by week 12, you're looking at $17,250 a week. Are you making that kind of money right now? You know, is your boss even making that type of money? Moving on, we're going to go to the gold package. It's going to cost you about $750. Week 1, you're going to make $40. Week 2, week 3, you're going to continue to build that foundation, and then on week 4, you get perpetual free gold plus about not real good at math there, $85, $90 to left over. When you get to week 9, $3,150, time to upgrade to that VIP. By week 12, you're looking at $25,875 a week. That's over $1.3 million a year just by following the system and finding people that will follow the system with you. So let's move on to my favorite. How many VIPs? Type it in on the left-hand side if we got VIPs in the house. All right. So week 1, that's awesome. Yeah, baby, I love it. All right, in week 1, you're going to complete 4 steps and you're going to earn $53. Not a big return on a $2,000 investment. But wait, it gets so much better. Week 2 and 3, you're going to be building your team. You're going to be building that foundation. And on week 4, you earn $200. So now, no longer are you taking that $65 a week out of your left pocket, putting it into your gold piggy bank. You're going to get it for free. Where else in the world? Does anybody know anywhere in the world that's going to give you free gold? Anywhere. Type it in if you know it. That's exactly right. Nobody. All right, so by week 7, with the money you earn by week 7, you've pretty much paid for your package. You're 7 weeks in, you've gotten your money back from your package, and that's when the real money starts rolling in. All right, so week 9, you're at $4,200. Look at week 12, guys. $34,500 a week. That's $1.7 million a year, over that. Now, remember when we went back to the I'm not worth it state? I want each of you to take a good hard look at yourself and how hard you're willing to work and how focused you are, and ask yourself, am I worth that? And I can tell you all, absolutely you're worth it. So let's move on to the next slide. Remember those numbers that we talked about? Those are only if everyone in your organization came in and bought a bronze package. So in reality, your earnings could be so much more. So what do you need to do right now? Enroll your free Karatbars account to position yourself. Immediately acquire a business package. This is the key that opens the vault to the dual system. This is how you make your money. You're going to move $65 a week into your gold piggy bank, because as money moves, people get paid. And then what you're going to do is you're going to team up with 2 other like-minded, focused individuals that will do what you do. Now, how many companies have you ever been with that have rewarded people for saving, not spending? Instead of ending up with a garage full of lotions and potions, you're going to get a garage full of gold. Guess what, guys? We get paid every Friday morning like clockwork. All right, we have the most gorgeous card in the world. I love, love, love using this card. It's so pretty. It's the most versatile debit card in the world, and it's loaded every our commissions. It was recently voted the best design of the year in Europe. I love whipping it out to pay for things because people look at it and say, well, look at that. And, you know, it kind of doesn't hurt if you drop a gram of gold down there so they can look at the gold and say, hey, where'd you get that? So your MasterCard can be used anywhere. It's a great way for affiliates to exchange earnings into gold. It's a great way to pay bills, go to the ATM, get your money out, whatever you want to do. It's just really, really good. So the key is that you want to, I think I missed a slide there. There it is. Hold on. The key to all this is get in, get started, and get committed for 12 weeks. Because in 12 weeks, you, my friends, can be free, not just 12 weeks older. So I encourage everyone, if you're a guest on this call, if someone invited you to this call, congratulations, because this is the opportunity of a lifetime. If you didn't invite someone to this call, make sure that you get somebody on this call tomorrow at 12 Eastern or 9 p.m. Eastern, and get started today, because as we always say, hesitation can be hazardous to your account. So now I'm going to turn it back over to Cheryl, and she's going to tell you about a freedom celebration we're having in Nashville, Tennessee in October. I hope to see so many of you there. We're going to have an incredible time. So back to you, Cheryl Ann.
Thanks, Tammy. Great job. Tammy's going to start a weekly presentation for us. Tonight was her debut, and you did a great job, Tammy, and I appreciate giving my voice a rest. It's had a workout today. But we are going, at the end of this 12 weeks to financial freedom, we'll be having a celebration right here in Nashville, Tennessee. It'll be held at the Gaylord Opryland Resort and Hotel. I will show you a video here in just a second as it close. And if it don't get your blood to pumping, I don't know what will. But, gang, we're going to have a ball here in Nashville. The leaders are going to arrive on October 24th. We'll be here through the whole weekend, October 27th. If you want to come a few days early, please know that we're going to be here. You can meet with us. We can't wait to meet you, hear your stories. The grand finale will be Saturday night, October 26th, beginning at 6 p.m. It will be at Opryland. And, gang, you need to come just to see this place. It's one of the top 100 hotels in the world. Tammy can tell you, even the locals go here with their mouths hanging wide open going, wow. This place is fabulous. And we want to experience that with you. We want to welcome you to the city that we know and love. We're known as the music capital of the world, not the country music anymore, the music capital of the world. We've got a little bit of everything here. So we want you to come experience Nashville with us. The CEO and founder of Karatbars International, Mr. Harold, will be here in person. You've got to come meet this man. I could probably talk for hours when I get on him and how incredible he really is. And I can sit and talk. You can meet him, and in 3 minutes you will know that everything I said is an understatement to his integrity, his character, and his passion, and his love for the affiliates in this organization. Please come out and see us. All you have to do is go to your back office, and right up under your dashboard, just scroll down a tad in the latest news, and there is a link. Go ahead and get registered, because these seats are filling up very quickly. It is limited seating. Gang, you don't want to miss this. I'm just telling you, you don't want to miss it. We're going to have a small presentation by Harold in the beginning, and it's some of your leaders that you see on all these presentations each and every day, twice a day, and we're all going to be there. You're going to get to hear direct from Harold Seitz himself in English, as well as Thomas Schreiner. He's also going to be coming from Stuttgart, Germany. He's the director to Americas. They want to share with us. There will be some awards and some accolades given out that evening. And in Nashville style, we're going to close it up with some great entertainment. So, come on down, join us. We're going to have a blast. I do not want you to miss this, because you are going to kick yourself if you don't make plans to be here. I've got people on this webcast tonight that are coming. Albie, you're coming. Australia, guys, Australia. We've got South Africa coming. I know our affiliates right here in America are going to get into this thing, but you better hurry, because I'm telling you, the seats are filling up fast. Once you register, all the pertinent information will be right there for you. If you need anything, it will direct an email to me, and I can help you any way that I possibly can. But I can't wait to see each and every one of you. This celebration, it's called a freedom celebration, because you and this is not about me or Tammy or Harold or anybody. This is a celebration of you achieving your financial freedom. Gang, you're hearing it. It's not just me hearing it every day. Y'all are hearing it. You're hearing it from your peers that are on your team. You understand that this program works. These numbers do not lie. Follow those principles. Movement of money, velocity of the move. Get in the way of the movement of money. Position yourself. And when you're positioning, I don't care where you start. If you want to come into the Bronx, come on in. Get started. That's the important thing. Get started on your road to financial freedom. You know, it happened centuries ago where there was a group of people that were locked in slavery in Egypt. Gang, they took a trip, and it was called the Exodus. And they separated themselves from a life of slavery and debt, and they went into the promised land. And I know each of you want to be in that promised land because it exists. All you have to do is follow those simple, basic steps of the system, and you're in. You're on your way. You made that commitment. I'm done with living in debt. And it's a whole lot more fun on this, Tammy.
Absolutely.
I know she can still hear me.
Yes, I can.
And I know a lot of you out there are saying the same thing. We want you to join us. Join us over here in the Land of Financial Freedom, gang. We're having a blast. How many of you like to have fun? I did this last night. Pastor Di missed it. I know we've got a lot of fun people. I'm going to do it again, Tammy.
You're going to do it again, really? It's not only on Facebook. It's on Twitter. It's on YouTube. It's on everywhere. It's on blogs all over the world. So just go right ahead because I took one for the team.
It's going to go viral. And this team is going to make it go viral. I want to introduce y'all to the lady and the speaker tonight. Many of you, if you've never seen her or you've never met her, she did a video for us, and I want to share it with you right now.
Like this, and I don't talk like this.
Hi, y'all. This is Tammy about this business I'm about to get in, and I just had a hankering to do a video so I could tell you all about it. Me and my Earl, that's my old man, you know, we're really hoping this works out because we was down at the dump the other day and we found this school bus. Now it is all rotted out and it doesn't run or nothing, but we figure if we clean it up real good and stick it right there on the back of the trailer, it'd make a heck of a bonus room. I'm really excited about it. Now I can tell you, I don't know a lot about this business. All I know is what I've been told is the dollar is crap and gold is good. So Bubba, get them pigs out of here right now before I 10 your hide. All right, sorry about that, folks. He's always doing that kind of stuff. Well, anyway, I've been working with these two hot shots. One of them's named Albie, and I think he's from Australia. And the other one's named Lawrence, and he's from South Africa. Imagine that. I didn't even know there's North Africa. You know, I didn't make it far past the 4th grade, so I'm not even sure those are countries at all. But they seem to be pretty good folks, and so I guess I'll keep on working with them. But anyway, Earl, make sure them hog jaws don't burn now, okay? All right, guys, I am so sorry about that. Well, anyway, and what about their names? Albie and Lawrence? What the heck is that all about? I don't know. But anyway, all I'm doing is I'm trying to learn as much about this business as I can, and I'm going to try to promote it as best I can. And who knows, next year we may be able to buy us a double wide trailer. That's what I'm most excited about. So how about you? You ready to get started? I sure hope so. I'll talk to you real soon now. Bye.
Well, that's the fun side. Who says we don't have fun in this business? You know, we've got the greatest family. Thank you, Tammy, for so much for taking that hit for the team.
Hey, you got it.
It is priceless.
For the team.
It is priceless.
It's went worldwide now that you've sent it to everybody that was on the webinar today. So.
It was absolutely on the German webcast. Well, the video didn't show, but we were talking about it on the German, Czech, Spanish webcast today. And, gang, thanks for being here tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you. I wish Pastor Di come on. I know he's having some audio issues over there. He's getting that resolved. But God bless you, Pastor Di, for being here so faithful with us every night, and all the rest of you. And more than anything, thank you, guest, for coming. And we're going to be back here tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow is Payday Friday, And in the morning, we will have Selena Brantley at the 12 noon webcast, karatbarswebinar.com. And then we also have tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Mr. Robert Payne from Wisconsin. He loves Heyday Friday. He gets so excited presentation on Friday. But he'll be here with us tomorrow night. Gang, get out. Share the message. Bring some of your guests tomorrow. Play that sizzle call at karatbarsintro.com. You will find all that information. And, be able to share it with your friends. If nothing else, and you don't have a laptop or an iPad or a phone or whatever near you to share this, and that 3 minutes, ask them. If I gave you $1 million for a penny a day, start conversations, guys. That's how easy this is. Walk up to somebody and start a conversation. You never know whose life you're going to change. And trust me, the people that I have talked to, and Boomer cried last week because he's so appreciative that Joe Norman shared with him. So be a blessing to somebody. Get out, live life, live it with a passion, guys. Bless somebody and show them a way into the land of freedom financially with their, not for just this generation, but generations to come. And Karatbars can do that for people. I'm going to get back on a more serious note here. And I think all the questions, I think Les has done a great job in there tonight taking care of the questions. But I'm going to play a real quick video, scan through it. This is Nashville. If you haven't registered, gang, you need to because Tammy's going to be here. So y'all come on out. Here's your little video of Nashville. Well, we want to see you there. bring guests, do whatever you need to do, but just get to Nashville. We're going to have like I said, it's a celebration. This is not going to be a meeting after meeting after meeting. We're going to have one. The rest of it's fun and games, and it's all about celebrating you. Right now, some of the information that we spoke about tonight and the schedule can be found at karatbarsintro.com. As I close the meeting tonight, it will take you directly to that link where you can write that sizzle call number down one more time and get the daily schedule so you can bring your guests tomorrow. So with that said, I am going to officially close the conference tonight. God bless.